r/leopards-ate-my-face. I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. Revel in the Schadenfreude anytime someone has a sad because they're suffering consequences from something they voted for or supported or wanted to impose on other people. And today's special guest is Forrest Trump. Son lost his job, husband's company lost jobs, best friend lost job. We voted for Trump, but not this. Hey Elon, please stop using a hatchet. My husband's company is losing jobs that included trench work for underground electric lines. Our son who builds drones got laid off. Our best friend who's a defense contractor lost his job after decades. We voted for Trump, but not for this. Dear Mr. President. Dear Mr. President, I worked for a medical center up until yesterday, when I was laid off due to the Medicaid cuts you made. And not just me, but many hard-working patriots who voted for you. Twice like me. What are your thoughts about this, Mr. President? Respectfully. I love how all of them, tag him, expecting him to reply. So you voted twice for someone who promised to hurt others, and now you're only upset that you got hurt yourself. What are your thoughts about this, C. Anthony? You had to have voted for him 3 times for the Trumple Juice to appear and answer your random tweet. They did sign up for this actually. Well, they did sign up for it actually, and this is what I campaigned on. President Donald Trump, when asked to respond to voter concerns about higher costs. Trump, low prices. Kamala, high prices. I guess these were all picked up after his inauguration? This sign makes me sad. People are so fucking easy to manipulate, it's insane. There's still a Trump equals safety, Harris equals crime one on a telephone pole near my house. I either want to tear it down or put another one that points out Trump is a convicted felon who pardoned 1,500 violent criminals. Go for it, do it. During the 2020 campaign, where there were tons of ads on TV showing bad shit happening saying, this is what life will be like in Biden's America. Yeah, the kicker? All the footage from said ads was taken from events under Trump's first term. But he promised he wouldn't hurt me. I voted for Trump 2 times. I think I made a mistake. Trump is isolating the US from our long-term allies Canada, England, and Australia. Trump said he wouldn't touch the VA. Not only did he touch it, he's stomping the crap out of it. Yes, the VA had its problems, but now it's a sinking ship, and all the vets are gonna pay the price. I believe his ass is overriding his mouth. We're gonna buy Greenland, Canada will be our 51st state. Just plain stupid talk. What does Elon Musk have to do with the VA? Instantly reminded me of this group, found on Facebook. See, I voted for him because I liked his impalement policy, but I never thought this would happen. At real Donald Trump. He's not gonna reply to you, little bro, stop adding him. Damn it, sir, I voted for you, and I know what you're doing needs to be done, but it's hurting us little folk. I just got laid off, and I don't know how we're gonna make it. Got my house down to about 35,000 owed, and it's looking like me and mine will lose it. What a coincidence. I'm looking to buy a house. I don't know why I found this so funny. Heartless lib. Isn't it amazing that that's the current narrative? Spend years trying to do what's best for yourself, and those who disagree with you politically then get called weak. Spend years trying to do what's best for yourself and those who disagree with you politically, and get called weak? Finally have enough with putting up with their shit, and suddenly it's, what happened to the tolerant left? I dunno, maybe we took some cues from the always intolerant right. See, no, you don't understand, they only want the tolerance when they're suffering. There will never be a transformation of a country like the transformation that is happening for all to see in the United States of America. Companies are pouring into our country at levels we've never seen before, with jobs and money to follow. It is a beautiful thing to see my awful Trump impression, you guys love it, but if you love this horrible Trump impression as much as the next guy, you should totally subscribe to the Zillow YouTube channel. And according to the YouTube statistics, and they're never wrong, only 14% of you are subscribed. So if you enjoy this gay guy reading about me being stupid, you should totally press the subscribe button. But anyway, back to the people regretting their vote. I voted, but I'm regretting now. Nice grammar. Creating new jobs before eliminating current jobs is ideal way. Just lost my job today due to Doge. Ironically, I own 2 Teslas and voted twice for you. See, you actually needed to buy 3 Teslas and vote from 3 times. Come on, everyone knows that if you want to be in the upper echelons of MAGA, and Donald Trump will personally make you rich. Wait, this hurts me? Wait, so the China tariffs are affecting us negatively? I was told that tariffs only hurt the country who imposes them. Hey MAGA, you care to explain the contradiction? Thank you. Up is down and left is right. January 29th, 2024. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win and I will drive the market up. And April 30th, 2025. This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over until January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in, and companies are gonna start moving back into the United States in record numbers. Then you should vote for Trump and demand government to stop spending money elsewhere so you can keep working. This is like being mad at the teacher Doge for the consequence when it's the parents' fault, government. And how it's going. My American-loving husband will now lose his job at the Japanese car plant here in Ohio. Very sad day for us. They said many cuts were coming. It's Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, and it's a great day not to be a panican. My husband has 3 weeks to find out if he's laid off. Don't be a jerk. This really sucks, and we voted Trump 3 times. We voted Trump 3 times. He should be fired 3 times then. Don't worry, little Yankee Doodle. There are apparently a bunch of new manufacturing jobs opening up in the USA making phones and clothing and bullshit like that. You'll be fine. Oh, wait, you mean the factories might take a full decade to be built if they're built at all? And they're likely going to be highly automated with the only human staff keeping the robots working? Well, I hear you can pick blueberries in Louisiana for $11 an hour for 70 hours a week. No overtime pay allowed, since there's a loophole for agricultural workers. That seems fair. I'm sure that when you're picking blueberries in Louisiana 70 hours a week seems like far more virtual overtime, and you won't get taxed on it. They can both pick blueberries in Louisiana for $11 an hour, 70 days a week. That's $1,540 a week. Probably about what Opie's husband was making at the car factory. Getting sick of the circus after voting for the clown. Is anyone else sick of all this social media diplomacy? I'm so tired of it. The world needs a steady hand and clear official communication, and not rants made from the bathroom while taking a dump. Okay, so these people really don't remember his first term then. Oh, but that was a long time ago. Who remembers all of that? This is what's so crazy to me. We've seen all of this before. I remember calling almost exactly how the first round of tariffs would go. He'd make some crazy ass declaration, the stock markets would freefall. He would walk back on what he said while claiming victory. How do I know this? It's what he did last time. All the time. Except this time the ports are actually empty. Just like the end of his last term. Well, we're only 3 months in now. He picked up right where he left off, being the cause of multiple global calamities. Thank you, I had your exact thought just yesterday, literally taking right back up to where he was forced out last time. Trump says voters unhappy about the US economy and his China trade war should deal with it because they did actually sign up for it. So, what was it? Prices going down? Or prices going up? Come on, if you're gonna be a liar, at least be a good liar. Kentucky voted for Trump and tariffs, but instead of bringing back manufacturing, 2 of their whiskey distilleries outsourced production and laid off employees in April 2025. In April 2025, 2 notable whiskey-related closures are happening in Louisville, Kentucky. Stitzelwald Distillery's bottling operation is shutting down, impacting 33 employees, and Brown-Forman Copperidge, Brown-Forman's Louisville-based barrel manufacturing operation, is also closing. Kentucky voted for Trump, who said they needed nothing from Canada, so we removed ourselves as customers. I don't think they'll ever get that market back either. Kentucky doesn't deserve your business. There's plenty of other places to get good or better whiskey, including Canada. We also have bourbons. Bourbons? Bourbons? One of those, right? Though they're called bourbon because Kentucky held the name in our free trade agreement. I wonder if we can start exporting it to other countries who want bourbon, whatever, drink, without also supporting the states. US GDP declined 0.3% as imports surged ahead of Trump's tariffs. The US economy thus far appears to be entering a period of instability, one that is largely self-inflicted. In a new interview with ABC News, Trump continued to downplay the concerns about the economy, claiming he had signaled during his campaign that there would be a transition period as his policies took hold. Oh, the transition between Biden's economy and eggs being cheaper on day one and everything being cheaper on day one? It's like over day 100 now, so are they any cheaper yet? Well, they did sign up for it, Trump counters. This is what I campaigned on. Many analysts are warning the economy is now undergoing a slow-motion swoon. Shipments to West Coast ports are plummeting, while price increases are expected to begin eating into sales data and incomes as heightened uncertainty freezes investment. A period of stagnation now likely lies ahead if the current set of tariffs is maintained, with recession the most likely outcome if additional reciprocal tariffs are fully imposed in July. Ian Shepherdson at Pathian Macroeconomics said in a note Wednesday, "Damn, Cheeto Benito personally fact-checking the 'I didn't vote for this' leopard lunches. The one reliable feature of Trump is that he will humiliate his supporters and aides repeatedly and without hesitation at every opportunity. And they love him even harder. It's embarrassing. I wish the GOP would quit forcing their humiliation kink on the rest of the world. But they're not forcing their pronouns down everyone's throat, so it's okay. Trump imposes tariffs, then GDP declines. I didn't know the leopards would eat my face." And this is before Liberation Day. Rest in peace, US economy. So the impact of just fighting with Canada and Mexico for a month? Exactly. Wait until the numbers for that get out and you'll see the aftermath. Kinda a fun fact that the decline in GDP was attributed to a temporary increase in trade deficit, as businesses bought as much as they could before tariffs came in. I hear the president loves trade deficits. So they expected the tariff to be paid by a company known to use forced labor for cheaply made goods. I won't be buying from Temu anymore, that's for sure. Check out the import charges. Shipping $2.99, sales tax $9.86, import charges $168. None of these people will state, "Look at these tariffs," because they're still in denial that this is how it works. You're right. The sad part is their annoyance and anger is aimed at Temu, not at the tariffs or the one that imposed them. Hence why Trump got so pissed off at Amazon for breaking out tariff fees. He wants people thinking it's the sellers jacking prices. It's weak logic, but so are these people's brains. Trump wannabe loses election and his seat in the same night. Hey, as much as the shit show is going on in America, there's still some good news going on in the world. Take a visit to the conservative sub. These delusional people think it's the death of Canada now. They've thought that for years. I tend not to waste my time with brainless idiots. They always act like it's the death of Canada because they didn't win. Oh, it's all over for Canada because they have a liberal government. They obviously do not know history. Most of this country's greatest years were under liberal governments, and when we had conservative governments, there was nothing but social upheaval. We're not eager to move back into those times with low-level oligarchs telling us how to live with less in our very wealthy economy. This was a complete rejection of the Yankee Doodle bullshit by Canada. Except for the rednecks in the middle of nowhere, just like in America, where the losers vote for other losers. You should have seen the post-media opinion pieces in the days before the election. One of them literally used the phrase, "hell on earth," to describe living in Canada after a liberal re-election. That's why they're saying this, because this is verbatim what they're being fed. It's the same in the US when there's a Democrat president. They're always convinced that the country won't survive. Consumer learns how tariffs work. Again. Temu can kick rocks with these import charges. Oh, yeah, what's that? $136 import charge. Who would see that coming? Where did all these import charges suddenly come from? Surely it should be the seller paying those, not the buyer. No, it's the buyer, and it always has been. Consumers think the seller's gonna sell an $120 item and pay an $135 tax? Do they understand how money works? Whoa. Are you saying companies won't spend more money to sell me something at the same price I've gotten it before? Wild. What does this won't become? It's according to Trumponomics. He is a bigly smart and have a degree from the Warthog School of Economics. Trump supporter asks for the explanation of tariffs and dislikes the answer. Got a quote from a purchase today, and it had a $77 tariff surcharge. I'm 100% Trump, but how do we get charged a tariff surcharge for purchasing a foreign-made item? Someone with more knowledge, explain this to me, please. Edited. If you start bashing my president, I will remove you from my friends list. Well, dumbass. Your president is the cause of it. These people cannot accept reality when it comes to Trump. But my president. Surely my president only wants what's good for me and nothing else ever. My president. Those who speak ill of him have no place on my friends list. Now, if only an unbiased source told me what the tariffs actually are, instead of even daring to imply my president would ever cause harm. Ugh. Those asshats can have him. He sure as hell isn't my president. Growing alone to own the libs. 5 years later, this clip is still funny. Lamau, he's a real dude, and that's why I voted for him. Even though I lost 90% of my fake friends and a potential wife because of it. Damn, you binned in like most of your friends and your fiancé for Trump. Got it. Tariffs are good. MAGA trailer realizes what import duties are. Mind blown and pissed off. My granddaughter found the perfect dress for her uncle's wedding on Temu. It was marked down to $19. I went ahead and ordered it, and after I hit the purchase now button, I got a receipt for $54. I couldn't figure out what I did wrong, so I went to my receipt and look what happens. I was charged a $31 import fee. The dress was only $19. No more Temu for me. See, but I'm gonna vote for Trump in 2028 so he can teach Temu a lesson about charging Americans extra. They were ripping us off before, when we paid a lot less for everything. Right. Daddy, you lied to me. I think the lies are catching up, and yeah, I voted for Trump because I thought he was the better chance we got to get out of this mess. But it looks like he's no better, and for the lies, well, he lies too. Nothing has changed. Where are the tax breaks? Where's the no tax on overtime? The pricing is up, groceries are still expensive, gas in Texas right now is over $2.99. Cars are overpriced, housing market's overpriced, and nobody's pay's going up, and plus I don't see any tax breaks. I don't see any of that money that he's saving, or he's so-called saving, trillions of dollars. It's not going back to people, so where's it going? Did these people not even compare the tax plans? Nope. I don't think digging into the details are their strong suit. Neither is reasoning, financial literacy, empathy, or general intelligence for that matter. Or remembering shit. Give them this much, they are storing a great deal of nitrogen that might someday be useful for better people. I wish the message was clearer. At 100 days, economic anxieties come alive in Michigan. I wish the message was clearer. I just wish the message was clearer on where he's going with these tariffs, Wallace said. I think that would settle a lot of the turmoil right now, especially with the stock market. There's been a lot of uncertainty right now regarding that. As he paused for a moment to talk about Monday afternoon while walking in downtown Mont Clemens, Wallace added, how is he going to get from here to there? I think he needs to do a better job of explaining how that's going to be done. The mental gymnastics they still do to back him is wild. I just hope they stretched. Real consequences, but don't make it political. Vent for the day. When are they going to stop letting insurance companies and pharmacies run the medical field? Here is our problem. Mark has to be on blood thinners due to a protein deficiency. Has been for many years. Coumadin doesn't work for him anymore. He has thrown blood clots into his lungs 4 times. So they put him on Eliquis last time he did that. Problem is, when we went on Medicare, it is no longer covered. The cost will be $900 or more a month. So he's gonna have to come back on Coumadin, and we'll have the chance that he will not throw blood clots. I just don't think something like that should ever happen, and before anyone comes on here blaming Trump, this has been going on before his election. They should just ask their banker for a loan, and make their own Eliquis factory. Yeah, bootstrap his lungs back to life, lady. Quit being lazy. Another example of conservative entitlement and conservative begging. Why do they feel entitled to products they can't pay for? 'Cause they are the right people, who are obviously the good people. Honest and hardworking. You know, white? Salt of the earth, common clay of the New West. You know, morons. 77% of farmers voted for Trump to fix unfair trade. And this is what they got instead. US farmers in full-blown crisis as Chinese orders for pork, soybeans plunge on Trump's tariffs. President Trump's tariffs have sent the US agricultural industry into a full-blown crisis as cancelled orders from China are forcing farmers to lay off workers or shut down their businesses, according to a trade group. Other countries have been treating us, our exports, unfairly for a long time. It is true, Friedman said. However, these are problems that have been generated over decades. We've developed gradually over decades. We cannot eliminate them with the snap of the fingers, with a sudden announcement with a quickly imposed tariff, he said. If nobody's buying the soybeans, you can't just cut hours, you have to eliminate hours. You can't afford to pay people if nobody's buying your products, Friedman told the Post. US soybean farmers have lost a good chunk of their share of the Chinese market to Brazilian counterparts during the 2018 trade war during Trump's first administration, according to the American Soybean Association. Schumacher, the farmer from Missouri, is doubly concerned over a contract he signed with the US government to grow cover crops, rye, wheat, and grasses on his land to help prevent runoffs during the winter. He invested $45,000 to plant the crops, but said Doge has cut funding for the Soil and Water Outcomes Fund, which administered the grants to farmers, who are supposed to be paid later this month. I shouldn't be shocked about how many people don't understand what tariffs are, but I'm still shocked. It's not a complicated concept, especially for people who know what sales tax is. Farmers fucking know what tariffs are, and exactly what they did last time. They were expecting a nice fat bailout this time around also, and they'll probably even get one. This is going to be the larger play by Trump. He's actually increased spending despite all of his cutting, and I'm sure those dollars are going to himself and certain benefactors. Then everything gets blown up, and the only way to save it is to want massive amounts of money and drive up the debt. But legislators will have no choice but to do it. And while everything crashed, guess who got to buy at discount? Trump and the ultra-rich. When the dust settles, we will all be worse off, but a whole lot of people will be complacent enough not to care. Texas woman, small business owner, and Trump voter is finding out about tariffs. I'm a small business owner, and so these tariffs are actually a very, very scary thing. Being a small business owner is hard enough, and I'm very afraid that it's about to get a lot harder. Have they hit your bottom line or your ability to invest yet? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to start looking at alternatives. We've already lined up other manufacturers, we've tried to look at manufacturing in the US, which is still too expensive. We're in crisis mode. Oh, even worse, they were Dems who voted for Trump for the first time in 2024. They saw his first go at the presidency and said, "A repeat of that is better than whatever Kamala would offer her." She's a Texan and should know better. Republicans have done nothing good for Texans in the past 20 plus years. 20 plus years is an understatement. They've controlled the state for 30 straight years and have completely destroyed it. But what if those spooky Democrats got power? Oh no, they might do the worst thing you can imagine. Better not try, it's better this way.